It took me 6 months to really settle into this new photography studio space. And along the way, I had some frustrations because there were certain things I wanted to do within the space that I just couldn't buy off the shelf. So I DIY'd. So today I'm going to show you a bunch of the hacks that I came up with to solve some problems in my studio. And if you have a studio, maybe you've run into some of these, or if you're planning your dream studio, keep these things in mind because unfortunately there's a lot of stuff you can't just buy off the shelf. So today we're just going to go through and look at the hacks. I will be filming a full walkthrough of the studio, so stay tuned for that. First things first, I want to show you, we're just going to start here in the lobby. By the way, Monique here of Silver Paw Studio and founder of ProPetPhotog. So welcome to Silver Paw Studio. I had to make a sign here to go on a window, and I wanted it to be secure and be able to see on both sides. So I hacked this product from Amazon. It's a clear sign, and I made some 12 by 12 prints from my lab that I could slip in and out, and these screw off. And then I got really heavy duty suction cups to go on the window so that people can see it from either side. And if this is not glass, this is plexi in case a dog jumps up on here. I do share this space with another pet-based business. So I wanted to make sure that it was nice and safe, but I can also take these out. So if the holidays come and I'm doing some kind of holiday thing, or when I do my open house, I can put information about that on here. This all just unscrews. The one kind of DIY thing that you'll probably notice is that I just use picture wire, hanging wire here, screwed on, but it's okay. I'm okay with it. So I love my little DIY sign hack. Next up, also here in the lobby, is that this whole window faces west where the sun is setting, and it just blasts in here. And so before there was just pieces of paper taped up there, and I said, oh no, that's not what we're doing. And I had to create this twice because it gets really, really hot in this window. So at first I inset, these are just pictures that we printed on our big printer at home, but you can print this elsewhere, and put on just black foam core, thick foam core. And I had them inset into the window before because that looks pretty cool, but the heat just delaminated everything. I couldn't keep it stuck to the window. The print was delaminating. So we took all those down, redid them all, and we used really thick, really adhesive, I guess, 3M strips to tape them kind of on the outside. I'll show you the B-roll of us actually doing that. So I love that, and it's really inexpensive. I can change those out whenever I feel like because it's foam core and a print that we did at home. And it looks really cool up there. It blocks the sun and it looks nice. It kind of has that gallery feel to it. So although I have a lot of art up here, that one serves a couple of different functions. So those are the two hacks that I have here in the lobby. Now let's go into the studio space, and it's a smaller space, so I had to compensate for that. All right, welcome. So I have a half over there that the videographer is standing in, my sister Bree. Hey Bree. And there's no hacks over there, so I'll just show you that in the final walkthrough. But what I really had to do was stuff in this section. It's the shooting area. First off being, I really like having this ottoman. It's a big square ottoman, so those bigger dogs can really lounge on here. It's gray and neutral. But I got this at the Goodwill for all of $15 whole. And these ottomans often pop open. Just no matter what you do, all of a sudden they're just open. And this is what I keep all my extra blankets in and different small backdrops and towels. So every time I would move this out of the way, it would pop open. So I went down to the store and got some strapping and a clip. And we brought the staple gun in here, stapled it really strongly here. And the other section goes down here. So when I'm not using this, I just lift it up like that and I move it out of the way, which I do at almost every session because we have some sessions where they're sitting on the ottoman, some part of it, then the rest they're on the backdrop. So then I can just move this right here. So most of the time, that ottoman just lives there. And oh my gosh, this was an amazing hack. How embarrassing was it to have this thing pop open every time I moved it? Yay, super simple. And that strap, I just pivot to the side and never see it in the photos. So no worries there. I feel like I'm talking super fast. If you're liking this video, go ahead and thumbs up it. That'd be awesome, thanks. Next, we're gonna move on to just this section here. I had this idea to involve my clients in this studio design. And I asked them in socials and email, what do pets mean to you? And I gave them a form, and I took all of those words and put them in a word cloud generator and made it into a camera shape. And then I had this printed at just, I don't even remember, just a regular like Vistaprint type place with the wall cling. But I had to save money, right? So I had it printed just as a square. And then when I got it, I cut it into the shape and got rid of the other excess. And then took just a dry erase marker to outline the whole thing so it really pops from the wall. And now when people walk in, they can find the part that they contributed to. So in these word cloud generators, whatever people say the most gets bigger. So many people said family, so of course that's big and in the middle. And it's just a really nice piece that my clients were involved in creating, and I had to do a little bit of DIYing. I have to admit, the next one's not really a hack, but it was a very nice solution to a problem. And that is this. This is my smaller Savage backdrops. And boy, did I puzzle how to store these. They were kind of just stacked in the corner back behind the next thing you'll see, but it was out of sight, out of mind, so I wasn't using them. And I really wanted to be able to show people all the different colors that I have and store them safely. So you know what it's like in a pet photography studio. Dogs could pee on it. A lot of things could happen to anything that you have in a studio. So I had to keep all that in mind. And we thought of so many things. I looked through Pinterest ad nauseum for ways that I can mount it on the wall, vertical and horizontal, or rolling containers. And I really ended up getting a planter pot from the nursery. So this looks like concrete, but it's not. It's a molded something. So it's really lightweight. It has a solid bottom though. And I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 10 backdrops in here, and I can fit a couple more. So this was actually a perfect solution for me, and it's still lightweight enough. This whole thing is easy to move, and it looks pretty in the studio because I want it to be pretty, you know? So that was kind of my easy hack. That is a planter box. And I think it works great. It's just, and it's tall enough that these aren't falling out of it, but you can see all the colors. I love this solution. And then my other hack, you can't really see right now. So I don't know, Bree, if you can follow me, I'm gonna move my little ladder out of the way. The other hack is back behind here, because my original intent was to not keep up backdrops all the time, but when I take them down, how am I gonna hide this little space? There's like this little space that I needed as a closet. And so I took a set of curtains that I had from my old studio I never used, and I put this curtain rod on the wall. My husband and I did, but it's kind of funky. So I got an iron-on hemming material, so I didn't have to sew anything. I made it exactly the right height for this studio, and I wanted the same height as all of the cabinets. And so I've got a big curtain rod in here that's attached here, and then I'll come over here. I don't know if you'll be able to see this actually, Bree. Let me see. There we go. And then we had to put it on the wall like this. So you'll see, I'm gonna just go back the other way again and show you. You wanna follow me, Bree? I don't know if you can. This whole takes up whole thing. So when this moves out of the way, I have a great spot for cats to hide, honestly, but that's okay. I have my tall backdrops here, all kinds of extra stands and light modifiers and other backdrops and other materials. This is my closet for my studio. This has video equipment in it, extra stools, all kinds of little things. So when I don't have a backdrop up, I just, ooh, I can close the curtain on you. Yes, so that was really necessary. I needed some kind of closet space for the tall stuff. And I wanted to block off the second door that was in here. So really that just leaves two other things that I've DIY'd here at the studio. One is the little table that I use. And I have two videos on this channel that show how to build this. But if you've seen it at all, I'll link to it. It's my cat, basically a cat posing table. So this unfolds and I have a PVC framework that I can mount, clip a backdrop to. So this is super great for cat sessions and at the shelters. And I just keep it here in the studio back behind everything. And I have an extra bag just for all the PVC pieces that's in my closet. So I will link to how to build that here. And it's super cheap and very, okay, I made that look difficult, but it's very portable. So that's why I built it like that. Oh, and I almost forgot. These little pieces, I recently, when I made this backdrop, I decided to change out my backdrop stand because my traditional backdrop stand, this was so heavy that it kept falling and I couldn't tighten down the edges, the sides enough. So I thought, I have a C stand. I'll get a second C stand and that'll fix it. These kind of stands are called C stands and they really have very heavy duty knobs. But when I was looking up the crossbar, they weren't good. They were kind of garbage. So I wanted to use my original crossbar from my other stand. It comes 3 sections. It's great, but it wouldn't connect. So when you get a C stand, it has like a baby pin, a bigger thing at the top. And so I had to craft something to go up here that goes in the small hole for my crossbar. So my husband actually made it. It's PVC, 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 and a big bolt. And so that's what holds the crossbar on. So I love that. Got that on both sides so I can use my really heavy duty C stand and be able to connect my heavy duty crossbar. So that's been great. And then the very last thing that I'll show you is obviously the big giant thing in my studio is this backdrop. And this is my hand painted canvas backdrop. And this stays up almost all the time. I never intended that, but I wanted to make a backdrop. I have one client who this is in the background of all of their pictures. So I kind of have it up all the time and I'll take it down to swap out and I'm gonna create something that I can have, maybe multiple crossbars, haven't decided yet. This thing is really heavy, so I've got a 2-inch PVC to hold it up and all these clamps that I need to fix. But this is a bigger project than we're gonna cover in today's video. So if you wanna make a really cool hand-painted backdrop like this, you're gonna have to watch one of this video right here where I explain the entire process of how to make this with a canvas backdrop and house paint. So enjoy that video. Great to see you today for all my studio hacks. We'll see you in the next one. And as always, I wish you many woofs, purrs, and TREATSs.